How's it going, everybody? So I am still recovering from COVID, at least as when I'm recording. By the time you guys see this, I might be okay. So that's kind of why the uploads have slowed down for this week and probably for a little bit. But if you guys are ever like, what the heck are you up to? You know, Twitter, Letterboxd, I'm still very active there. Those are all in the description. But anyways, I do this thing where I pretty much in June or July, I just like to take a little snapshot of the year so far and do either top 5 or in this case, top 3 movies. I'm just doing 3 just because I have COVID. I'm kind of tired, but it's a good little snapshot just to see how the year is so far, and then it's fun to kind of look back on, see how it changes at my top 10 at the end of the year. So as of this moment, I have seen 50 new 2022 movies. So I think that's a solid sample size, at least from what I got right now. And as always, let me know your top 3 or top 5 movies of the year, because I want to know when I care. So I'll give out my number 3 and number 2, then I'll give out some honorable mentions, and we'll go to my number 1. Number 3, Top Gun Maverick. I have reviews for most of these movies out here, so you can always look it up on my channel if you want more in-depth. But I mean, what is there to say about Top Gun Maverick? Shit is just cool. This movie is just like really fucking cool. I hate to talk like a quote film bro, but I mean, this shit was just so fucking sick. For a typical like action movie, especially like this one, it takes a lot for me to actually be impressed, and by God, Tom Cruise did it. I could not have cared less about this movie kind of going into it, up into the reviews, because I was like, who cares about Top Gun? It's been delayed so much. Why are they holding on to it? Just release it already. And that's why I sit at home and make YouTube videos, and I'm not working for a studio, because my God, that was the right decision. Third act alone in Top Gun Maverick is just some of the best shit I've ever seen, you know what I'm saying? So maybe not ever seen, but you know what I mean. Top Gun Maverick probably would have been in my top 10 last year. The movies last year were a little bit lackluster for whatever reason, but this year it's been a good year for movies so far in 2022. It's been a good year, and Top Gun Maverick is certainly one of the main factors of that. So that's number 3. Let's move to number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm sure a lot of people are surprised that that's not my number 1, but if you really know me, you know that's not my number 1. This is still a 5-star movie. I gave it 5 stars, which I don't do very often. I think it's one of the most unique and crazy movies I've ever seen in my life, genuinely. And it deserves all the accolades that it has gotten and hopefully will get. In my opinion, Everything Everywhere All at Once should probably just like win Best Picture, like sight unseen, some of these other movies, like probably should just win Best Picture. It represents so much good things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about it as an Asian person. I'm talking like this little engine that could, just with the box office and the critical acclaim and users love it and just everything like that. I think it's a good, it would be a good story. Regardless, this movie's fucking awesome, even if it gets 0 nominations. This movie is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. The fact that it makes us laugh and cry, this dope action, and it's just genuinely moving. I mean, come on now. There's really not much left to say that hasn't been said about this movie already, but it's genuinely awesome. If you haven't seen it somehow, you really need to make that happen. Okay, let's give out a couple honorable mentions in no particular order. If you want to see my full ranked list, you can go on my Letterboxd. You can see it there. However, don't take it that seriously right now. I take it definitely more seriously towards the end of the year when I start moving stuff around. So you can do that though. All right, in no particular order, Jackass Forever. I'm sorry, I am just like a guy, but also like a dumb person at heart, so Jackass Forever, that shit makes me laugh, so that's in there. Scream 2022, I do not enjoy some of the acting in that movie, but it's too much fun. It's too much fun. Even with that being said, I love the franchise. Navalny, a new documentary on HBO Max playing now about Alexei Navalny, aka Putin's opponent. Basically, you can kind of see his attempted assassination and him trying to figure out who did it. It's a crazy ass documentary. I wish more people saw it. Pleasure, it's a tough watch, but an interesting movie about the porn industry. So if you're up for it, you can watch it. I think it's pretty good. However, it's definitely not for everybody. Men, I knew this movie would be divisive. I didn't know how divisive it'd be, so it's kind of picking a side here. Personally, I thought it was very interesting and a pretty riveting movie, so I really liked it, but that's just my opinion. Fresh, I know it's weird to say about a cannibal, but I thought this movie was a lot of fun, so that's that. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This is one of those movies where I'm genuinely confused on the critical reception for it and the audience reception for it. Genuinely don't know what people are talking about. I thought that shit was awesome. And the Batman, because of course the Batman. But my number 1 movie of the year is Cha Cha Real Smooth. Now, I will say, I loved Shithouse, his first movie, and this one pretty much speaks directly to me. As someone not too far removed from graduating college and trying to figure shit out with his life and the job and everything like that, you can imagine that it really spoke to me here. And that's pretty much what this is. This movie is just a ray of sunshine, just kind of beaming down into your heart, okay? I said this in my review. I'll say it again. It gives me that same warmth that Paddington gives me, and that's fucking Paddington, so I mean business. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff, but it feels like there's not a lot of coming-of-age movies for someone just right after college. It's either in college or like in high school or even maybe younger than that sometimes. So I mean, it was just nice to see something like that, and just when I watched it, it just hit me. There's nothing I would change about it. It was genuinely a good time. I thought it was funny and moving. I feel like I have COVID brain. I'm like, can't even talk about like why I like it so much. Anyways, the movie comes out in about a week as of when I'm recording, so I hope you all watch it because I certainly recommend it. I don't know if you guys will like it as much as I do, certainly, but still, it's a very good movie. I think everyone will at least find some parts of it to like. And that's that. That's my top 3 movies of the year so far. It's been a pretty good year, I'll say, for movies. I'll admit it has kind of felt like it's dipping down a little bit, but hopefully it should go back up with some of the stuff that's coming out soon. So that'll be it. You know, once again, Twitter, Letterboxd, if you want to stay up to date and everything like that. And soon, Oscar season will be upon us, so buckle up.